Is it a bad sign if you get into a big disagreement during a first date?
Yes.
Most of the time, yes.
It's not good.
Uh-huh.
Well, maybe if you think about it this way, couples argue about stuff all the time.
Well, yeah, that's
Right,
'cause they've
Brooke?
been together forever.
So it might be
So
good
it's hard.
practice
I
for
mean-
when you do finally make it
Oh,
official.
no.
You want to know how the arguments are going to go
I don't
early
think
on.
that's not really the logic
sure you can
there.
win 'em.
It's like make the honeymoon phase last as long as
Yeah.
possible.
You think a huge argument happens and they're like, wow, this is going
Okay, we're
well.
going to agree to disagree on this one, I
Oh,
think.
now you're
This is our
arguing.
argument.
And one of our listeners, Derek, said he got into a weird disagreement with his date. We're going to find out what happened in just a minute. But first, Derek, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me. I've never done this before, so
No?
It's good.
Well.
This is my 5th time
Yeah.
on the show. You would remember.
So we'll get to what happened with your argument. But first, tell us the name of the girl that you roasted. What was her name?
Roasted? I hope not.
I didn't roast her. Casey. Casey's in it.
Casey?
See.
Okay.
Where did you meet Casey?
We met on an online dating site. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to
That's
tell you
fine.
which one.
That's pretty normal. I mean, was there something that stuck out about her?
She's really cute, and I just got out of a relationship, and she ended an engagement just, like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
We kind of bonded over that a lot.
Get over someone by getting under them.
It's an interesting thing to be attracted to
don't
in a
need to say it,
person.
bro.
I don't, you just like, you're both on the rebound. You probably have the same ideas of what you want.
Okay. It was interesting. Like, what did you like about her is that she's just ended an engagement. It's strange.
So we get someone I could talk to trade horror stories about, significant others and stuff like that. She just got it.
Okay.
So, we're talking back and forth, and then we plan to go out and just grab coffee,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So we're walking to the coffee shop, and we pass this brunch restaurant that apparently she absolutely loves.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, brunch.
Like, she stopped in her tracks, and she goes, oh, my God, I love brunch. I love everything about it. And I had to tell her, like, hey, listen, I'm not much of a breakfast guy at all.
Is this
Those
where
are
the
like, that's a kiss of death, man. Why would you say something like that?
Bad timing.
I
Don't tell her
mean,
then.
I married my husband, and I didn't find out until 5 years into the marriage that he hated breakfast.
See? And you
You
would
know?
have married him.
Yeah, probably not. Probably would have rethought the whole thing.
Yikes? What did she say?
She's like, well, what is it? Is it because it's early in the morning? And I'm like, no, not at all. It's mainly because I just don't like breakfast options.
What?
God.
Weirdo.
I married one of you. It's the
Yikes.
weirdest thing to me. Really strange.
So, when I told her that, she almost fell over.
Oh.
And then she goes, okay, well, I'm going to list some breakfast foods, and I want you to rank them 1 to 10.
I like
goes-
her.
How do you feel about pancakes? And I'm like, they're like a 2. She goes, waffles? 2.
Whoa, waffles.
I'm just being honest, like French toast is like a 1. I guess.
You don't like...
here.
How do you not like French toast?
You're listening.
It's bread and maple syrup and sugar. It's delicious.
Ironically, he lists the 2 girls in the room favorite meals, and they are mad.
Shut up.
See?
Is there anything that you ranked high out of any of the breakfast foods?
Like water.
I did rank something an 8.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Huevos
Gotta be-
rancheros. Let's go.
I gotta be eggs. I'm just eggs, right?
What breakfast food gets the nod?
I'm kind of a health nut, so it's just plain oatmeal.
Oh, my God.
Oh, come
Plain oatmeal.
on.
I'm done
That
with
is
you.
gross, bro.
Okay, are you being serious, or are you just lying to keep up this health facade?
Yeah. Trying to make us mad.
No, I'm not trying to make you mad. I'm not trying to make her mad. And she said, you just haven't had good breakfast food. So she made
good.
me go into the brunch
Oh,
restaurant.
wow.
Right, you were right.
You're basically a married couple at this point,
He gave in.
where it's like, oh, okay, I guess we'll go to this place again,
I
honey.
guess I like breakfast now.
No, wait. I have to know, what did you order when you went to brunch with her?
Well, what did I order or what did she order for me? Because those are 2 different things.
Oh,
she ordered for
stuff
you.
for you? What'd she get?
Well, it was kind of embarrassing because, we're in the restaurant and she tells the server, I'm not into breakfast, so do your best. And then she brings like all these, like a sampler kind of tray, and she just orders
Cool.
sides of
Wow.
everything.
That's awful, dude.
That's really fun.
You're telling me if I go into a restaurant and say I'm not a breakfast person, they're going to bring me a sampler?
I don't
plate?
think
No,
so.
'cause
You got a really nice
That
shot.
sucks, though, that, like, she's trying to embarrass you by being like, hey, everyone, he hates breakfast food. Let's see how much he hates
He
it.
deserves it.
It
like going to
sounds
the
like
Olive
she was
Garden.
just being fun and funny.
Yeah.
Like, he wouldn't want to call her back if she was out to just humiliate him,
Okay.
right?
She
Like,
was like mean.
it sounds like she was making a fun event of it.
Okay, well, how did you enjoy your breakfast sampler?
So first I said, look, you don't have to order all this. I'm probably not going to like it.
Ugh.
And then so she orders everything anyway, and I give it a couple bites, and I'm like, I'm sorry, these are just not that good. These are a lot of twos, you know?
Oh, my
So I just ordered what I wanted to order, which was 2 bowls of just plain oatmeal.
2 bowls.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Man, you're going hard.
Good for
It
you,
doesn't
man.
fill you up. It tastes like nothing.
It totally fills you up.
Just-
Did you guys enjoy the date?
Yes, aside from the food, how was your connection?
Everything's actually going pretty great. We're having a great time. We're talking about families, and she told me that her mom especially makes a big deal about birthdays, and that her birthday's coming up. So that was
Fun.
kind of cool. So I thought maybe like a birthday is something we can kind of do.
So you like birthdays? Okay, at least you guys have something in common. You could be the guy that's like, oh, birthdays, they don't really do it for me.
That's it.
Okay, but it's nice that you guys were able to connect. How did the date end?
So we shared a hug, and then we were texting a little bit after that, and then she just stopped completely.
Really?
So I don't know. Maybe she talked to her friends, and they said, hey, he doesn't like breakfast, cut this guy off or whatever.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's actually a thing.
I actually
I
think
really
it is.
don't.
I know, from the
I
reaction that we got in this room.
No, you guys, I married a guy who doesn't like breakfast.
And you
Like-
still hate him for
No,
it.
I don't. It just means more food for me, Jeffrey.
Okay.
All right.
Well, let's see what this girl's thinking. We're going to play a song. We'll come back. We'll call Casey for you and try and get your second date, okay?
Okay.
All right, hold on, man. There are millions of people listening all over the country right now who are throwing their blueberry muffins at the radio in anger, just pouring hot syrup over their smart devices in total disgust.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, guys, slow down.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't know that this is the problem yet. I know everybody in studio's angry that Derek doesn't like breakfast food, but we don't know if that's why his date Casey isn't calling him back.
That's true. We all are like 99.9%,
Yeah.
but it's not official.
Because if you missed the first part of the second date, we're on the phone with Derek, and he mentioned to his date that he doesn't really enjoy eating breakfast food.
Yeah.
And so she forced him to eat a bunch of them at a restaurant that she
That
really
sounds
likes.
awful when you say that.
Well, that's what happened.
She's
You
sick.
were-
She didn't force him. It's not
Come
like he had
on.
his hands tied and she was like
Fork.
spoon feeding him.
Okay, she just publicly shamed him while
Oh my
he
God.
ate stuff.
You are so defensive of him.
For real.
Well, I don't know. This is exactly what happened, but
has
they
a
ended it
point.
on a high note. They had a hug, a few nice conversations after all the breakfast drama. Now, Derek, I know you mentioned a lot of foods that she made you try, but you never mentioned if you put a sausage in your mouth. Because that's one of my favorites.
Why do you say it like that?
Did you ever
though?
get some sausage?
Sausage patty.
Ooh, the patty. Okay. They're different than the links.
Jeff's disappointed.
It's still like a 2, maybe a 3.
They're 2? That's
mean,
your ranking?
Here's the thing. Have you ever thought, I don't think that brunch is necessarily a personality type, but I think being a person who only eats plain oatmeal may actually be. Maybe she just found you kind of bland.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Ouch, Brooke.
I'll drink a Bloody Mary.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Hey,
Ooh,
okay.
getting
now that's-
crazy.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
Brooke doesn't like those.
I don't like
I
those
want
either,
to
but-
so bad, though.
Yeah,
too.
they're
All right.
fun. I love bloodies.
Well,
More mimosa.
let's just call Casey before Brooke gets so angry she walks out of studio because it's really upsetting her. We're going to dial Casey's number now, and we're going to try and get you your second date. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Casey?
Yeah, who's calling?
Hey, Casey, my name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. How you doing?
Who is this again?
The name is Jeffrey. Where I'm on a morning radio show.
I'm gonna.
Phenomena.
Okay, hi.
Okay.
Hi, Casey.
Not familiar.
We're all here.
Hi.
He's barely on a morning radio show,
Yeah.
just so you know.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, those are my really mean co-hosts.
We have
They
been kind of
just
bullying you.
belittle me all day.
Sorry, Jeff. We love you, dog.
Okay.
My co-host.
Great. Casey, you there?
Sorry, she may have hung
I'm
up.
still here.
Yeah. You see what I have to deal with every day, Casey? It's just ridiculous.
Come on.
So I'm calling
We're
you.
friends.
We do a segment on our show called A Second Date. Have you ever heard of that before?
No.
Okay, well, it works like this. If you go out on a date with someone and afterwards, if that person isn't calling you back, you can email our show and we'll reach out to them for you to help you figure out the reason why.
Okay, interesting.
Yep. And recently you went out with a guy named Derek.
Yes. I did.
Okay. So Derek has emailed us because apparently you guys had a nice time and you were texting after your date, but you've ghosted him lately, and he isn't really sure why.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work out, him and I.
Was it?
He talked to you guys?
Yeah.
He told us about your date, and he mentioned a lot of it centered around breakfast food.
Which we were stunned as well.
Yeah, we
He
got
told
your
us that
back
he
on
didn't like it, you know.
He told you about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He told us
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
it's surprising. There's not a whole lot of people like that, but there are people that genuinely don't enjoy breakfast food.
Yes, like Brooke's husband, which we talked about.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is it sounds like you turned it into like a fun date thing where you could see if you could change his mind.
Yeah, I really couldn't believe it. So I just thought for fun, we were walking past my favorite brunch spot. So went in, found a few things off the menu that he could sample, and he just would rather have plain oatmeal, he said.
Yeah.
And I mean, I kind of thought that was weird. I'm a big breakfast brunch person. My friends and I do that almost every week. We love Sunday brunch.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not
No.
something you have to have in common with your partner, right? Like
Yeah, it could be
you
your-
you have your people already that will brunch with you.
Right. But I mean, I would like him to be a part of that if he's going to be a part of my life. And, at first I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But when I did speak to my friends about it afterwards, they were very shocked and they were kind of upset that I was with a guy that didn't really like breakfast food.
Are you joking?
Oh, your friends
No.
nixed him?
Yeah. And then I researched it, and this sounds a little crazy, I'll admit this. But I found a relationship expert. He's had a PhD. He writes.
Okay, this is on the internet though. Let's
Yeah, Brooke's already putting up walls before she even knows what
I'm
the
just
the
saying.
relationship expert says. She's
Okay.
like, I don't trust him. Sounds like a hoax to me.
Well, the one thing that he had mentioned was that, and again, I know this sounds a little bit crazy. I know it's not a major dietary restriction, but he mentioned if someone does have a major dietary restriction, sometimes it just doesn't work out
in a relationship?
in a relationship.
Yeah, but this is different than like having to be gluten free or something and you love bread. I don't know.
Well, it's actually worse because he just doesn't like it.
What?
So like 5 years from now, I don't want to be sitting across from him and upset at him and wanting to dump that bowl of oatmeal on his head.
Yeah, no,
So wait,
Wow.
you
so
liked
it really is
you liked
breakfast.
everything about him except for his taste in food.
I just thought it was weird. Maybe it's just like a red flag. I don't know. And then later on, I might find out some more weird things.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
It's a gateway to weirdness. In a
Yeah.
Liking
relationship.
oatmeal sounds like a gateway.
I mean,
Yeah.
Casey, do you think, would it be considered weird if, say, Derek was on the other line listening this whole time and wanted to talk to you? Would that be weird?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be weird.
Yeah. Is he?
Yeah, he's there.
Time to say hi.
Yeah, it's time to say hi.
Oh,
Casey, just because we have different food tastes, I mean, that's no grounds for not seeing someone. I think having different food tastes could make a relationship better, to have a diverse sort of taste profile than the other person. Otherwise, it'd be really boring.
I mean, I'm sitting here drinking mimosas and having all this fun food with my friend, enjoying myself, and you're just sitting there eating your plain oatmeal. That's kind of boring.
And coffee.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying that. Look, and if you're talking about like a relationship expert online, I'm sure I can go and dig up some relationship expert that will say the exact opposite.
That's true. Online, you can find any argument link. I swear, I could find a link that says potatoes
and just
are gonna rule the world.
and here's the thing: just because you think his oatmeal sucks, all right, like he doesn't. He's actually enjoying himself still when he's out to breakfast with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if I said I won't date you because you don't like oatmeal?
Oh.
It's the same thing.
I mean, oatmeal is just one food, but
Right.
breakfast, there's so many options. You just don't like any of it.
Well, maybe you can look at this as an opportunity to change him.
No, it's
No.
a terrible.
No.
No, get
Yeah.
out of here.
That's a good challenge.
It's a good
Yeah.
women love
No.
a challenge
Yeah,
like
they
that,
do.
and you can
That is-
slip some breakfast food
No.
secretly into his meals so he doesn't know until he eventually starts to like them.
Get out of here. We're not changing people.
We could try.
What about a BLT? I mean, that's kind of on the verge of.
And then you're gonna add an egg to it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What do you
Joking, Jeffrey.
think? What do you think, Derek? Are you up for that?
I'm up for a little bit of change. I'm not up for being changed by a woman.
Yep.
That's a good answer.
Okay, Case, you're gonna have to do it secretly so that he doesn't notice.
I don't even know if I want to see him again.
Oh my gosh. Give him one more chance. Go to dinner with him. Maybe you guys will.
Who likes dinner? Ugh.
Oh, here we go.
Are you serious? This is gonna be really hard. One doesn't like dinner, one doesn't like breakfast. Maybe
mention lunch.
We'll send you guys out on a date, and you guys can have lunch together.
No,
We'll pay for it.
all they can ever have is lunch,
okay.
soup and sandwiches
a
all
snack.
day long.
Snack.
Okay, what if you guys we'll pay for a snack for you two to share.
Nutri-Grain bars.
Yeah, you guys can both nibble on the ends of a Quaker Oats bar till you meet in the middle.
Good for me. I mean, I know, Casey, your birthday's coming up and you wanted to do something. I mean,
Oh, he
All right.
remembered, you guys.
There you go. Oh, that was really
He
sweet.
remembered her birthday.
Derek,
on,
that was really nice.
Casey.
Casey?
I'm not a monster here.
He said, I'm not a monster. You are a breakfast monster.
Debatable.
What do you say, Casey?
Give him another
I guess
chance.
we'll give it another shot.
Yay!
Oh, look at that.
Oh, all right. No one's excited but me.
I am.
I said yay.
I didn't see it turning this way. I'm happy.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like you guys are just saying this to get us off the phone, and then you're never going to talk to each other again.
That might be a possibility.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people get a little bit anxious about finding their soulmate.
Oh
yeah.
gosh, yeah.
You know, they want it to happen as soon as possible. So to make that happen, they'll join 10 different dating apps, hit 14 different bars every weekend,
It's a numbers game,
Gotta do what
Jeffrey.
you gotta do.
Yeah.
scrawl their phone number on the wall of a public restroom in their own blood,
Haven't got to that point
hoping
yet.
somebody sees it.
You gotta put yourself out there.
Yeah, right.
There's a saying about this, though, that when you least expect it, love will actually find you.
I know. And
And-
it's true because I'm always like, okay, act like you don't expect it. Act like you don't expect it. And it's never came.
Well, apparently, that's what happened for one of our listeners, Derek. And we've done so many of these, I've never heard of a couple meeting this way.
Really?
So this is pretty crazy, but Derek's on with us. Derek, what's the girl's name, and how did you meet her?
Her name is Katie, and I actually met her because she came knocking at my door.
What?
Shut up.
What?
Really?
She just came up and knocked
Yeah.
and
Hi.
was like, hi, I'd like to be in a relationship with you, stranger.
Hi. Love of your life. Nice to meet you.
Either that or she was selling Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, let's
There we
hope
go.
she wasn't love
Yeah,
of his life then.
Let's get more details. What happened?
No, it was my doorbell was ringing, and there was knocking, so I was just like, "Who's that?"
What?
You sound like a pretty chill dude.
Yeah.
So, because that sounds like a panicked person at your door if
Yeah.
the knock and the doorbell are going at the same
That's
time.
true.
Yeah, she actually was pretty panicked. She asked if she could come in because someone was following her.
Oh my
no,
God.
That's
Oh
so
my
scary.
God.
Oh.
This is super scary. What happened?
You let her in?
Yeah, she seemed pretty freaked out, and yeah, I didn't want to leave her out there.
Oh my God. Honestly, if the best option is a stranger's door,
Oh, yeah.
It's going
Something
down.
bad is happening.
Yeah.
Seriously.
What happened next?
Well, I let her in, and I had her sit down at my dinner table.
Okay. Did she want to call the
Alright.
cops or something? Was like her ex after her?
No, I asked her if I could call the cops for her or anybody.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, she said she was good.
Whoa.
And after things calmed down, we got to know each other.
Okay.
It was kind of weird because, like, we were vibing. In the movies, you see stuff like this.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but they say that like those really intense situations, like if you go skydiving with somebody or you have this big adrenaline rush, it can really like bond two people together.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
really?
could see it.
But she was the only one that was having the.
Well, I was pretty freaked out for her, too, so I was kind of nervous myself. I didn't know what to do. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to put
Yeah.
myself in your shoes, Derek, and that would be a pretty intense situation to open the door and then have those problems come into your house and
Yeah.
having to deal with that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, good on you.
I'd be like, someone's
For real.
chasing you, and I'd shut the door.
What?
And be like,
What kind of
Don't
say?
I'll
you?
call the cops. I just don't want her in my place. She's gonna come after me.
You're joking.
No,
you
I'm
two.
totally kidding.
I don't know that you are. I can't tell.
Sorry, Derek. So
Anyway.
you were talking to her, helping her calm down, and you felt like you were having a connection?
yes, it's just one of those unfathomable things that happen, and then you just sitting there like, she was laughing and giggling. So,
Good
Okay.
thing you were there.
So you're able to turn her mood around.
yeah.
How long did she end up hanging out at your place?
Well, she was there for about a half hour, so I just wanted to make sure she was calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a weird time to ask her out on a date, right? Did you ask her out then?
Oh, I didn't think of that. This is
No,
great.
I didn't ask her out.
Okay.
Probably strong.
I just asked her if she needed a ride home, and she said, no, thanks.
Oh.
So.
So did she ever tell you, like, exactly why she was so frantic?
No, the only thing she told me was that she felt like she was being followed by somebody, and she wouldn't go into any details about it.
Okay.
I didn't want to push it.
Yeah,
Right.
no, totally. Let her be comfortable with whatever she wants to share.
So how did your interaction end?
Before she left, she touched my arm. I work out a lot. She touched my arm, and
You were flexing. You were flexing.
He's like, everyone does it.
You saw the touch coming. You're like, yeah.
I had to flex when she touched it.
Of
so-
course, yeah.
Bro, of course.
So I gave her my number, and I told her when she got home to just text me and let me know if she got home.
Oh,
Okay.
dude,
Okay.
that's great. I do that too. I think it's a really good move, especially in her situation.
Well, and you can continue
He's
your
just-
conversation
yeah.
that way.
yeah.
Did she follow up on that?
Yeah, 20 minutes later, she texted me back,
Oh,
and
good.
she just said that she's home and thank you for helping me out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, ever since that, I can't stop thinking about her.
So have you asked her out? Have you asked her to go out on an official date where people aren't chasing her?
It's like you can kind of read through text messages, and I don't feel like she wants to reciprocate it like how I want to. That's why I reached out to you guys. She said she's only a couple blocks away, and right now I'm thinking about moving. And I know it's kind of crazy, but I don't want to be 40 minutes away if there's potential here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You
so you're
really
saying
liked her.
You'd stay where you're at if you knew she was close?
Well, if they were going to maybe be in a relationship, I can
Yeah.
understand that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if she wanted to reciprocate it, so
I don't know. I think you move, man. I think you move
What?
and then you wait. And if she comes knocking on your door again, then you know that it was fate.
Yeah.
the universe.
That is expecting a lot from the universe,
Lot-
Jeffrey.
yeah, move 6 times, and if she finds you at each house,
Wow.
then it's certain.
Marry her.
Yeah.
You'll live a lonely life.
All right.
That's what you need.
Well, let's do this. Okay, we're going to play a song. We'll come back. We'll call Katie for you, and we'll try and get you your second date. All right, ma'am?
thanks for this. I was kind of worried that you guys weren't going to do this, so.
No, you do it for a living.
We got you.
Yeah, we got you, man.
Help you out.
Just hold
I'm
on.
kind of excited.
yeah, me
Yeah.
too. This is interesting.
All right. Everybody knows the classic romantic fairy tale where a beautiful damsel in distress, locked away in a tower, gets saved by a gallant, handsome knight in shining armor. He rescues her from the throes of danger. They fall in love and live happily ever after.
That's the fairy tale.
The
bro.
lies we were told as children. All right.
Because most of the time, the damsel doesn't knock on the front door of the knight's castle and ask to be let in.
You know what, though? I like a forward damsel.
Yeah.
You know me.
Because that's actually what happened to one of our listeners, Derek, who helped a woman named Katie after she knocked at his door and asked to be let inside because somebody was following her. Why doesn't this happen to any of us, guys?
I'm about to start knocking on doors.
Yeah. We need people to just help us out.
We have people knock on doors. Or Jehovah's Witnesses, Jeff.
Yeah.
No,
And that's, I guess,
not the
different-
damsels I'm
We're
looking
not
for.
Okay, not
But
looking for
now
love.
we're going to try and call Katie and see if there's any romantic connection that she's feeling with Derek, because he definitely felt a little bit with her.
Yeah, for sure. Derek, are you nervous? How are you feeling?
It's not every day you get a girl just coming up, knocking on your door.
Yeah, and she touched your arm, bro. That was big.
Yeah.
Yeah, just thinking about it.
I mean, Derek, we didn't ever ask. Like, do you know that she's single?
Oh.
Well, I didn't see any rings or anything on her finger, so.
She's not married, still available.
She wasn't branded. So,
Yeah.
Like the damsels.
yes.
Well, maybe this is a good question to ask her.
Yeah, it could be a simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to call her number and we're going to try and get your second date. You ready, ma'am?
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, I'm looking for Katie.
this is she.
Hi, Katie. My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Good. That's good to hear.
Can I ask why you're calling?
Of course you can. We're doing a segment on our show called A Second Date. Have you ever heard of that before?
Yeah, I have heard of those before.
Okay.
Oh, you have? That's so great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Good.
We don't get that all the time.
Thank you for listening, Katie.
I don't think I've heard you guys do it. I've heard other shows do it.
Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
am retracting my thank you.
Yeah. That's all right. But I guess you're familiar with how this works. It's where if you go out with somebody and afterwards, if they're not calling you back, you can email our show and we'll reach out to that person for you to try and figure out the reason why they've been avoiding you.
Then why are you calling me?
Well, because a guy reached out to us that technically you didn't really go on a date with him, but you did have an interaction with him and he felt a connection during it. His name's Derek. Do you remember Derek?
Derek. No.
He's kind of a
Really?
hero. He
Oh.
kind of saved you.
You went to his house and knocked on his door?
Frantic.
Oh,
Like he told
I'm
us
so
a big
sorry.
harrowing story about how you guys met, that you felt like you were being followed and you knocked on his door in a panic, hoping to be let in just to get away from
Yeah.
whoever was following you.
I'm so sorry. Let me interrupt you. I am not interested, and I think there was a disconnection there. So I'm not interested. Thank you for calling me.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
That's okay if you're not interested, but Derek told us that he felt like there was a flirtation going on when he let you inside and, gave you shelter.
You touched his arm.
Shelter in the store?
Well, no, it's shelter from the bad guy following you. What, is that not right? Okay.
I got you, Jeff.
He-
What a weirdo.
When he let you sit at his table.
Derek read the room wrong is what it sounds like. I mean, were you attracted to him at any point? I know that your mind was probably on other things.
Other things, Brooke. What are you talking about? You
That's
speak
not how that's
so
said.
weird.
It's honestly, it wasn't that big of a deal that it's being made out to be. I may have given off that vibe, but I just am kind of a gregarious person. So
I don't know what that means.
really, honestly, I'm not interested or available.
You only go after Greg's?
Wait.
No,
Yeah,
gregarious
what is
means friendly, effervescent,
Oh.
outgoing.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
If you're getting followed.
He said you were
scary.
panicked, not gregarious.
No, nobody's following me.
Oh, so you lied?
Then why were you knocking on his door?
This is gonna make me sound really bad.
You lied.
What happened?
Well, we live in, nearby neighborhoods, and it's going to sound awful.
It's okay. No, we love awful.
Awful
Awful is our kind.
See, you should listen to our show
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, this
We're
might
awful.
go on air.
Well, I had heard through the grapevine from our neighbors that Derek was planning on potentially putting his house on the market soon, and I just didn't know if he had a real estate agent yet.
Shut up.
I don't get it.
I'm a realtor,
Uh-huh.
and I have to preface this by saying, it was obviously an extreme way to meet a potential client, but it's a tough market right now. And, I'm married. I've got kids. I have to help with my family. And so it was just an opportunity.
Oh,
You
my
acted
God.
like you were being followed just so that you could sell his house?
Oh, that's okay. Now I get it. I was like, no one has told me what's going on. So, but now, oh
Yeah.
my God! So you tried to use him
Well,
Wow.
yeah. Yes.
potentially.
That's close enough, Jose.
Oh wow! I don't like
You'll
it
get there.
now.
You'll
Yeah.
get there.
Oh, I'm gonna think about this
Katie.
for longer.
Okay, so nobody was following you. You weren't in danger. You were just trying to find out if he already had somebody lined up to sell his house for him.
Yeah, I mean,
Ugh.
I haven't told him. I decided to step back and kind of ditch that entire plan. I'd seen a real estate card on his counter, and we, talked briefly about it. And so I just let it be and chalked it up to a weird and wild idea and bad experience. But we never had a conversation about me potentially representing him.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Okay,
Katie, you are sneaky.
Oh my
Well, I
God.
mean, at least you didn't officially
Yeah.
sign up with him.
But I gotta let you know, turns out Derek's also a little bit sneaky.
Yeah.
Because I need to tell you, he's been on the other line listening to everything that you said, and now he wants to
What?
talk to you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Derek?
Katie, are you kidding me? You're married?
Yes, I'm married. I am so sorry. It's, it is a tough market.
Oh
and
my God.
your home is so beautiful. And I thought I could really get
You're
some
nuts.
strong offers in there for you if you didn't have representation, but I saw what you did. And so I just let it go.
No. Wow. I didn't see a ring on your finger when you came into my place. So,
Oftentimes when I'm doing real estate stuff, I take the ring off. It's just easier for conversation.
Oh
And
my gosh!
Oh my-
wow!
Katie,
Wow. You're not
That's
a good
actually pretty
person.
common in our industry.
Is it? I didn't know that.
Is
I
it?
could see it.
I mean, it might make me buy a house.
Men are easy to trip.
That is true. We are easy.
But isn't there like a better method? Like, I don't know, knocking on the door and saying, "Hi, I'm Katie. I'm a real estate agent and I would like to help you."
Boo.
I'm just
Next.
Boring.
Next.
That approach often doesn't work. You would be surprised how many people just slam a door in your face. And I don't know, the idea just kind of came into my head. I thought I would try it, and it just went horribly wrong. But that still doesn't change the fact that I can guarantee that I can get a higher price sold for him than his current agent.
Oh.
You're still selling?
Whoa.
Derek,
Absolutely.
what do you think?
I'm dumbfounded. People have to trust you. There's no trust. You lost that trust, and you should have just came out and asked me that, like a normal person. But you probably on some meds or something.
Trust is an interesting thing, Derek, but how much is it really worth? I mean, to you, the sale of your home, is it worth an extra $20,000, $30,000, maybe $40,000? Because that's what I could do for you.
Wow.
She can trick buyers for you.
You're good. I'll definitely have to think about that.
Oh.
Got him on board.
What? She could get me $40,000 more?
I mean,
I'm down.
yeah,
I will say she has some creative methods.
She
Yeah,
does.
She's going to tie herself up in the closet during the open house. See how it goes.
That's pretty funny, but it could be even, potentially more than 40. So I'm glad we had this conversation. And Derek, you got my number.
Oh.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, this is going a lot better than it was just a couple minutes ago. So at this point, I mean, I would normally ask to
can't
send you
go on
guys
a
out on a
date.
second date.
Yeah, but like a business coffee or
Yeah,
something?
I
Can
mean,
we do that?
Katie's
Bring the hus-
married. I don't know
bring the
how.
husband.
Well, how serious is the marriage? Maybe I should ask. Is it?
Yeah. How serious is it?
Does he have bigger arms than Derek?
Oh, I bet not.
I mean, are you really that attached to your kids?
Oh my God, you guys. We are not asking a married woman if she wants to go out with Derek.
Okay.
50 grand.
No. You can ask her if she wants to be his real estate agent.
All
and
right.
That's the line, man.
Fine, we'll do that. How about we send you guys out on a business meetup to discuss
Yeah.
potential realty?
There you go.
What do you say, Katie?
I think that sounds fantastic.
Oh, she loves
Of course
it.
you do.
All right.
Yeah.
Katie's on board. Now, Derek, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm down, and then we'll see what happens.
No, Derek. Derek, married. Nothing's going to happen.
Is it weird that a lady faked being chased around and now she's ending up $50,000 potentially richer from it?
I love it. It's inspiring.
Girls got it
I
good.
don't know. You guys wouldn't have opened the door, is what you told us earlier. So maybe,
I learned my lesson.
yeah.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
A lot of times when you go out on a date, you're just hoping to get through it. Like, you want it to be good, but you also want to make it to the end with nothing bad happening or no awkward moments so that maybe you can go on a second date.
Okay.
Well, the guy on the phone for a second date update today, his name is Aiden. Aiden met a beautiful girl, asked her out. They went for dinner. Food was good conversation.
Awesome.
He made it almost to the end. And at dessert, his world came crashing down. And his date unraveled. You'll hear his story right now and find out what happened in just a second. But first, Aiden, what's up, man? How are you?
Hey guys, how's it going today?
Good. So tell us a little bit about the girl that you want us to call today. How did you meet her?
It was one of those nights when you go out and you're not looking for anything, and sure enough, that's when your world just, changes. I was just out at a bar with a couple of friends, just having a good time. Meeting a woman was the last thing on my mind, and then this girl comes walking into the bar, and everything just went slow motion except for her. And
Whoa.
she was, yeah,
Are you like typically this romantic of a man?
not at all. I'm usually a real jerk.
Okay.
This is something new.
Yeah, this was like one of those things that all your friends who are in love tell you about, and you're like, oh, you guys are idiots. And, and it just had never happened to me until that night. And I'm not an overly confident guy when it comes to the ladies, but it was one of those things. She walked by me the first time, and I was just so taken aback, and it just popped into my head. I'm like, you know what? Everything else be damned. I have to find a way to meet this woman.
So what did you say to her? How'd you approach her then if you were nervous?
After the world stopped spinning and everything, I just kind of pulled myself together, and I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna walk up while she's with 8 women. So probably about 5-10 minutes go by,
and she just takes a walk to the bathroom, and just when she's on the way,
You followed her into the bathroom. Good work. That's the best way to do it. Yeah.
I will say it does sound like you're going from like totally swoon worthy to a little bit clingy.
No, I've never had luck when it's like 8 women and me, and I walk up. So just when she came walking by the bar area that I was at, I just said, excuse me. And I had all these great smooth things I wanted to say in my head, and instead it came out sounding so cheesy. It was just, hey, how does it feel to be the most beautiful woman in the room? And she just kind of looked at me, laughed, paused for a minute, and then just walked right on by me.
Yeah, I'd keep walking too. That is so cheesy.
Sounds like a fairy tale meeting to me.
Yeah, I froze. I don't know why. I had so many other original things to say, and I went with that.
It sounds like you,
sweetheart, how's it feel to be the most beautiful woman in this room?
Well, yeah, when you say it, it sounds creepy. Yeah, but,
that's how I picture you saying it. Also, like holding out like a little gun with your hand, like, yeah. You go ahead and move along to the bathroom and think about what Daddy just told you.
How did you come back from that and convince her to go out with you?
You know, I think after I went outside and smacked myself in the head a couple of times and called myself stupid, I went back inside. I walked over to her. I'm like, look, about what I said earlier, I know it came off as cheesy and a line, but I meant it. And she just looked at me and she smiled and she's like, you're very sweet. I'm like, well, thanks. And I never do this. But if you allow me to, I would love to take you out to dinner. And we exchanged numbers, and that's all that happened that night.
So tell us about dinner then. How was that?
I got there early and got the table. And when she came walking in, it was the same thing all over again. Man, she just took the attention of everybody in the room. This girl, she doesn't have a bad side. She's amazing. And the thing that caught me is the night I saw her at the bar, she was just wearing like jeans and a top. And this night she was wearing a dress. And I don't know how else to explain it other than there's some women that can wear a dress, and then there's some women that just wear a dress. And when she walked in wearing a dress.
She was wearing that dress.
That dress
all the way on her body. Nice.
Oh my God. I'm pretty positive some other guys in the restaurant got in trouble with their wives and girlfriends that night because there wasn't a head that did not turn when she went by.
Okay, so but how was actually like dinner with her when you guys were sitting down talking and everything? Was it good? Did she seem interested in you?
It turned out we had a lot of similar interests, and what's really funny is you wouldn't know it to look at her. She's so beautiful and mild, but she's like tomboy through and through. So just awesome. I mean, beautiful girl, into sports, and not just like, oh, I like watching sports because my boyfriend likes watching it. Like we were just going back and forth. Like the whole time in my head I was going, there was something that night at the bar that told me to talk to her, and this was it. It was like I was meant to be hanging out with this woman.
So the whole time with her was awesome. Obviously, you liked it a lot. She seemed to be having a good time. Tell us about what happened when dessert came.
Well, when dessert came, we got like the triple layered chocolate cake killer thing. And it comes out, and they put it in the center table, and we're just both sitting there picking at it with our forks. And the check came, and I went to pull my wallet out, and I guess I had been out like the night before. I didn't put my credit card back in the normal place. So at first I was freaking out because I'm like, oh, my God, great, perfect first date, and now I can't. But so I'm digging through my wallet looking for it, and I found it. But just as I found it, all the cards, all the business cards come flying out, dumping onto the table, and then right into what's remaining of our chocolate cake, a condom goes flying into the cake.
Yeah.
No way.
Hey,
timing.
now that we had this dessert, you know what would go better with it? Some latex. What do you think, lady? Go back to my pad?
I just saw my whole world come crashing inward.
What was her reaction when she saw a condom in the dessert?
She just stared at it for a second, looked at me and said, well then, and kind of cocked her head. And then it was just horrific frozen face, and then she just busted out laughing.
Okay, so she seemed to take it pretty cool.
Yeah, we both started laughing. It was like that awkward. It was that moment where I'm like, do I pull the condom out of the cake? Because obviously I don't want to be the guy. It's got chocolate on now. Do I put that back in my... It became a thing. I I hope she didn't think I was carrying it around for a reason. Like, I hope she wasn't thinking, oh, he was expecting to get something, tonight. It was just in there. It'd been in there for a long time. To be honest, I totally forgot it was in there.
If you feel like everything went cool after the whole condom debacle, why did you put in your email that you think that's the reason she might not be calling you back?
Well, that's the only thing I can think that went wrong.
Okay.
When it comes down to it, that is the only thing that whole night that could have possibly caused the total 180 on, returning calls and talking with me.
Okay, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
I'd appreciate it.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Right in the middle of a second date update, Aiden is on the phone. Today he wants to call a girl named Summer. He had something very, very, very awkward happen on his first date. At the end of the date, when he was trying to pay, he was looking through his wallet because he couldn't find his debit card, and he accidentally spilled some stuff on the table, and a condom fell out of his wallet and into the dessert. Now, normally I would say that this is like the most awkward thing I've ever heard on a date, but we've been doing these second date updates for so long now that I'm like,
That's how I feel too.
not really that bad, actually, compared to some of the other stuff we've heard. So at least there's that, Aiden. So he thinks that he might not be getting a call back because she saw the condom and was like, oh, he's expecting to be getting some. Or, oh, he was trying to give me a little hint by dropping it in my dessert. Like, hey, that was sweet. This is going to be sweeter. Something like that. Any last words before we make the phone call?
Talking with you guys just made me feel really optimistic about it because after I ran it all through, I'm like, yeah, no, why wouldn't she call me back? We had a great time.
All right, cool. I'm going to dial the phone number right now and get her on the phone and find out why she's not calling you back. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is Summer there?
Yeah, this is her. Who is this?
Hey, Summer, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a morning radio show. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Hey,
Summer.
I'm calling you today because one of our listeners emailed us about you and asked if I could get you on the phone to ask you a few questions.
Who emailed you?
His name is Aiden, and you went out on a date with Aiden not too long ago. He asked if we could get you on the phone somehow and find out why you're not calling him back.
This is kind of weird.
I know. It's a segment we do on our show called The Second Date Update. Do you mind telling us why you don't want to call Aiden back?
I don't think that's a good idea. Aiden's a really, really sweet guy.
Okay. There's got to be some issue if he's a really sweet guy and you don't want to see him again.
I mean, I don't want to hurt his feelings, I don't know. I don't feel right about it.
I think you're hurting his feelings right now by not calling him back with no reason. Yeah. Can you give me some sort of information so I can at least tell him?
I think he should understand why.
Was it the condom in your dessert?
Just saying that is awesome.
Oh, my God, he told you that?
Yeah, he did. Well, he told us because he feels like that's why you're not calling him back. He said it was an accident, but he thinks you might have assumed that he thought the evening was going to end up with him using the chocolate-covered condom.
Well, that was just one of the things that he did.
Oh.
Okay, well, what else did he do then? Like, he knows that he messed up, but...
Yeah, I mean, he's a super romantic guy, and he's so sweet, and he's so kind, but it's almost like he doesn't understand the line between romantic and creepy.
Oh, I could see that totally. Like, even just him explaining your date, he's a lot.
It's flattering to a point, but he went, he'd give me a compliment, but he just went way over that.
Like, he just kept complimenting you too much?
Yeah, like at dinner, he couldn't stop talking about how my dress was clinging to my body.
Whoa.
All right. Maybe he was trying to compliment the dress and it just came out the wrong way. I've done that before.
Yeah, but then he started talking about how my walk is so graceful. Where did I learn such a graceful walk and how to sway like that?
Okay. So he's just pouring it on thick.
Like way too thick.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you could chalk that up to him being nervous. And
yeah, I understand, but it made me uncomfortable. Like, I was really uncomfortable during the whole date.
Was it that bad, really?
Whoa.
When we sat down at the table, he leaned in and said the instant he saw me, he became aroused.
What?
Whoa!
Aroused? He used the word aroused.
He said aroused.
Wrong.
Wow, that again, like I said, maybe he just chose the wrong way to describe it.
Oh, that word's so icky.
I mean, he was just way too forward. And then when the condom fell in the dessert, it was like the cherry on top of the weird date cake.
Yeah. Did you guys talk about anything else besides how beautiful and arousing you are?
I mean, a little bit. I try to steer the conversation towards sports. I thought maybe that would stop him and, get him to start thinking about something else.
And he'd just be like, hey, what time is it? And you're like, I don't know. It's high noon on my sundial because I'm thinking you are a hot lady. That's just pretty much how it was. Everything came back to...
You were so creepy.
Everything came back to him just perving out over you, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went. The whole date went, just like that.
All right.
I'm dying over that.
That is, that's understandable then. I can see how that would be kind of weird if somebody just wouldn't, if to sit down and somebody just tell you they're aroused right away.
Yeah, that's strange. Did you like anything about the date at all?
He is really nice. I can tell, just deep down, he's a really good person, and I don't think he needs to be creepy. Mm-hmm. But somebody just needs to sit him down and tell him, where the line is between romantic and creepy.
Why don't you do it? Because he's actually on the line listening and wants to talk to you.
What?
Yeah.
Hi, Summer.
Oh, Aiden.
I was trying to compliment you. Creepy?
Oh my God!
Really? I was just trying to give you compliments.
You could just tell a girl that she looks nice and leave it at that.
Look nice. I told you look nice. I told you were gorgeous.
You told me you were aroused.
Yeah, I was aroused, but I didn't mean it physically. God, no, I meant it my senses felt heightened around you.
Yeah, it's a bad choice of words, man.
Still feels like one sense.
Yeah. You have to figure out a different way to phrase that. It just creeps a girl out.
Summer, you are the most beautiful woman I've ever met. You literally make me tingle. My whole body just trembles when I'm close to you.
Oh my God.
That's something you don't need to tell a girl. That's not what you say on a first date.
Aiden, you just met her. You don't know that much about her. How can you say she's all of these things?
I just wanted her to know how good she was making me feel. It was like being on a drug when I was around her, and I felt like she had the right to know that.
Yeah, that drug was Viagra.
Yeah.
Well, it's all very flattering. It's a lot for somebody to take in. It's like you're more worshiping me than actually being on the date. It just gets a little bit creepy.
I'm sorry if you felt like I was saying too much, but I'm not going to say I'm sorry for telling you you're beautiful. You're beautiful, and you deserve to be told that. That's just how it is.
See,
that's sweet.
But once is enough, though. And there's better ways of saying it than telling me you're aroused right when I sit down.
That's so crazy.
Still sounds bad.
All right. I agree. Maybe I chose poorly. If I promise to tone it down, as you say, would you be willing to give me another chance?
Summer, would you like to go out with Aiden again? We'll pay for it.
I don't think that he is going to tone it down.
I think you should give him a second chance. I see the creepiness, but he's well-intentioned.
Yeah.
I promise. I was just really excited to be spending time with you.
He doesn't seem like a bad guy. He just needs to learn new words for being excited. And excited's not the right word to use, so don't use that one either. But I think that's it. Summer, would you go out with him again?
You promise me you won't talk about my body and how my dress looks and my beautiful eyes. You won't say any of those things?
I promise I'll try my best, but it's hard. It's hard.
Summer, will you do it? Just one more chance. What's the worst that could happen? You sit with a dude who tells you how awesome you are.
Yeah.
He is really sweet. I would give him one more chance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
So excited.
Congratulations, Aiden. You got your second date.
Thank you.
And Summer,
So cute.
enjoy yourself. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. This whole thing was very arousing. So thank you for that.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I can't believe that we're doing this.
Okay.
I'm actually shocked.
Really?
That actually takes a lot, so I'm scared.
I can't believe the email that we got in to do a second date update today.
Whoa.
Over the last couple weeks on the show, we've had a couple of crazy exchanges with a woman who claimed that she wasn't lying to her husband when she didn't tell him about going out with her ex-boyfriend.
Oh, don't tell me the saga's continuing.
Yes, she's back on the phone with us today.
She hates us. She yells at us every time we talk to her.
You would think that she hates us, but apparently she wants to clear the air. Hello, Alicia.
Why do you have to be such a
How are we already
I'm not-
starting like this, Alicia?
Alicia, hold on. I need to refresh everybody's memory with what happened, okay? You first came on the show because an ex-boyfriend came back into your life and asked you out to dinner, and you weren't sure if you should tell your husband or not that you agreed to go out with him. He wanted to take you to...
No, I wasn't going to tell my husband, and
Right.
it wasn't a big deal
Okay.
until you guys made it a big deal.
Right.
Oh, right.
So you came on the show, asked us for our advice, and then your husband heard that on the show and then emailed us so that he could call you in an awkward Tuesday phone call. He got you on the phone, and then this happened.
I never should have called you guys in the first place. Never.
You know what, Alicia, you're actually right. Well, you never should have lied to your husband in the first place.
Yeah,
and
there
then
it
none
is.
of these phone calls...
Lie to my husband.
Oh, my God.
So,
God.
Alicia, after being on the show, yelling at us twice, saying that we were horrible people, and then hanging up on us both times, why are you back on the show today?
Because after all the bullshit you guys put on the radio, and I don't know how you did all this editing to make me sound like a jerk, my friends and family are like, you're kind of a bad person. And I'm not a bad person. I'm calling to freaking set the record straight.
Alicia, you remember that you actually went out with your ex-boyfriend, lied to your husband, told him that you were going to see your girlfriends, and
I
then...
didn't lie. I just didn't tell him because I didn't want him to get upset. How many times do I have to tell you this?
All right.
So you're just you're angry with us, and you want to come back on the show and just yell at us some more? Is that what's going on?
Well, I want to set the record straight. I want you to call the guy that I went out with, Brad, and because now my husband thinks something else happened. Because all of the crap that you put on the radio and you made me come off bad in your editing, now my husband is questioning whether or not I hooked up with this guy, which I absolutely did not. And I want you
Alicia.
to talk to Brad.
Okay, Alicia, we didn't edit those like crazy to make you sound, bad.
Whatever. I don't know. Look, I just know what reality TV does to people, and I'm pretty certain you do the same
All right.
thing.
So you want to do a second date update with the guy that you went out with.
No, see, this is why you're a No, I'm not doing a second date update. It wasn't a date.
Okay, but the segment that we're doing right now is called a second date update.
Then I want to be on a different segment.
No, but this is where we can fit you on. Do you want to clear the air or not?
I want to clear the air, but it wasn't a friggin' date.
Okay.
Yeah, but remember,
Well,
Alicia, you told us that your ex actually hit on you at the restaurant.
Yeah, maybe it was a date to him, but it wasn't a date to me.
okay, so then we'll do it in a second date update. You get your point out no matter what.
This is just whatever.
Alicia,
Fine.
you'll get your point out no matter what, all right? So what do you want to do then? You want to call this guy, and what are you hoping to get out of it?
I'm not the bad person here.
Okay.
He's the one that was suggestive. He's the one that contacted me to begin with. And I'm the one that left when he started getting weirdly flirty. I need that to come out so everybody knows that I didn't freaking sleep with him.
Okay, so you want to just prove that you didn't do anything wrong while you're out with this guy, and you want everybody to hear it, everybody who's already judged you from hearing you on the air, your family, your husband, all that.
Right. I'm innocent. This guy is to blame. Okay,
But do you
I am an innocent party.
Do you think that people are judging you because they think that you hooked up with your ex, or do you think that they're judging you because you weren't honest in your relationship and refused to take...
You guys made it seem like I wasn't honest. You guys made it seem like I was a liar, okay? Like, what I said was taken out of context. And I don't know how you edited it to make me sound like an ass, but I'm not an ass.
But didn't you, to your husband's face, tell him that you were not going out with your ex, that you were going out with girlfriends? Wasn't that actually the case?
I didn't lie. I just didn't tell him.
Okay.
That's completely different.
So, in a second, we're going to play a song and then come back and call this dude that you went out with. We're going to call him. I want to talk to him a little bit and hear it from him that he hit on you and your side of the story is true, and then you can talk to him, okay?
I don't need to talk to him. I just need you to prove that I'm a good person.
Okay, I'll help prove that you're a good person and clear the air with everybody involved, everybody that you want to clear the air with, okay?
It's about time you did something right. Thank you.
Can you just not call me an ass for a second?
You really make it hard.
She does have a point.
All right.
I mean, that was the one thing I'll back her on.
Okay, I'm going to play a song. We'll come back, and then we'll call Brad is his name, right?
I f***ing said his name 57 times.
God.
Have you listened to a word I said?
Like, I'm sorry. I realize that you're angry with the show because you feel like we made you look bad.
No, I don't feel like that. I know you made me look bad.
All right, well, we made you look bad, so we'll play a song, come back, and then we'll get your second date update, okay?
It's not a second date.
I realize
Okay.
that, but the segment's called that, so I have to say that.
Just do it.
Okay, we'll do it next.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
You know what part of today's second date update that I'm looking most forward to? At the end of it, when I get to ask them if they'll go out on a second date.
So messed up,
Very,
dude.
very excited about that.
Now you're just trying to push her buttons.
Alicia, are you there?
The more that I think about this, I don't want to even do this phone call because you know what? You're going to make a big joke out of this.
I'm kidding.
serious.
I'm just joking with you, Alicia. I'm going to let you.
Exactly. It's not funny.
All right. We're about to call your ex-boyfriend, Brad. If you're just tuning into the second date update, Alicia's on the phone with us. She's been on the show a few times before. All of those ended up with her being very, very angry with us. She's still angry with us, but
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
she wants to come on the show and clear the air. She first came on because she was having an issue about going on a date with an ex-boyfriend, and she didn't want to tell.
No.
Well,
what
going
mistake?
going out to meet up with her ex-boyfriend and not telling her husband about it. And then her husband heard her talking about it on the show and did an awkward Tuesday phone call where he says, "Hey, I knew that you went out with your ex-boyfriend. You lied to me." And then Alicia got very upset because she was being accused of being a liar. That's accurate enough, right, Alicia?
Yes. For
Okay.
once, you got something right.
And now Alicia wants to call her ex-boyfriend, and I'll let you explain it, Alicia, because every time I do, you get angry with me. You want to call your ex-boyfriend because why?
Because my friends and family think I'm a liar, and now my husband thinks I hooked up with him, which I absolutely did not. And now you idiots have made a mountain out of a molehill, and I wanted to clear it up.
All right.
So have you talked to your ex since you guys went out?
No, I absolutely did not talk to him. I don't want to talk to him. He's a creepy pervert.
Okay. Alicia, I'm on your side here. I know you don't think I am, but I am on your side.
I don't believe that for 1 second, but thank you.
No,
I actually
I am,
think he
Alicia.
is,
I am on
yeah.
your side. If you feel like we wronged you and made you look bad, I'm all for you clearing things up with your husband and everybody else who thinks that you're a liar. I really am.
Great. So I expect you not to make me look like an ass in this call.
I won't.
I think
I'm going to talk to your ex-boyfriend and hopefully get him to say that he hit on you and you behaved perfectly.
Really, hopefully, that's the only thing he can say. That's the truth.
Okay, well, he'll
my
say that,
gosh.
and then you can come on and talk to him.
I don't want to talk to him. I have no
All right.
desire
Okay.
to talk to him.
Okay, you don't need to talk to him then. I'll talk to him. And then hopefully we'll be cool.
I don't think we'll ever be cool, but fine.
Okay. I'm going to call him right now then. All right?
Just let's settle this.
All right, fine. Okay. All right. I just
You're
want to
still trying to reason.
I just want to like make things okay with us, you know?
You're not making anything okay.
All right.
Hello?
Hey, can I speak to Brad, please?
Yeah, this is Brad.
Hey, Brad, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
I'm sorry, who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Okay. Can I help you with something?
Yeah, you can actually. We recently got an email about you from one of our listeners. It's an old friend of yours, and you guys recently went out to dinner.
All right. Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's pretty okay. The reason I'm calling you, though, is because I want to help clear the air about something.
I'm sorry. I'm not really clear on what's going on here.
Well, it's about your ex-girlfriend, Alicia.
What does she want?
Well, we recently had her on the show, and she talked about how you guys went out to dinner.
She did?
Yeah. She was having kind of an issue because, you know, she's married and stuff.
Well, yeah, I know she's married. Look, there's nothing. Don't worry about that, man. It's all good.
Yeah.
We're just, we're just friends.
But the reason I'm calling you is because we were telling her it sounded like a date, and it kind of caused a little bit of drama with her. So I told her that I'd get you on the phone and just sort of find out if everything was kosher when you guys went out.
I don't know what to say. We just met up. It wasn't like a big thing. It was just like old friends. Yeah, we dated a long time ago, but it was just good to see her again. It wasn't anything more than that.
So everything was cool? Nothing weird? Yeah. Nothing at all? Because I'll tell you this. She said that you hit on her.
She said that I hit on her?
Yeah, she said that she showed up to dinner and you guys were having dinner and then you started making inappropriate comments.
Okay.
And then she said she left after that.
You know, that didn't happen. I didn't make any inappropriate comments. I mean, we were talking back and forth, but we ended dinner just as any, normal people would end dinner, and we both went our separate ways.
And you guys didn't hit on her at all?
No, look, I didn't hit on her. I might have flirted a little bit, but I mean, we were both kind of flirting with each other. I mean, we're exes. It was just kind of a casual thing, but, if anything, she was flirting way more than I was.
What?
Are
Really?
you kidding me? That is such bull crap.
Wait, what's going on?
Oh, that's Alicia. She's actually on the other line listening.
It's hard to miss her.
Tell them how you said you wanted to take that stupid dress off.
Is this some kind of setup or something?
No, this is real life. My freaking family thinks I slept with you or something, and I need to prove to them that you're just an idiot, and I made a huge mistake by going out with you.
Oh my God.
Okay, wait a second. You're the one that agreed to go on a date with me.
I didn't agree to go on a date with you. I agreed to go to dinner and catch up as old friends. I thought it was going to be completely innocent. I didn't know you were going to be a big pervert.
Well, pervert, I don't think that innocent is wearing that little dress that you wore to dinner.
Whoa.
Dress that you asked me to wear. The dress that you said, I love that dress. You should totally wear it again.
Well, of course I love that dress. Your boobs were hanging out of it.
Oh, my gosh.
Why do you think I asked you to wear it?
You're so gross. You know that I had no intention.
I'm gross. You didn't have to come out with me, Alicia. You're married. It was your choice to come out after we talked about it. I asked you to go to our first date spot together. I think it was pretty obvious what we were doing.
Can you just hang up on him? He is obviously just talking in circles.
No, I don't think we should hang.
Anybody to hang up with me, Alicia.
I don't think we should hang up on him, Alicia. I think this is a very interesting conversation.
This is bullshit. You guys can't do this to me again.
Do what? We're not doing anything. He's the.
You're painting me in a bad light again.
How are we putting you in a bad light? He's just saying that what he was asking you on was a date.
Did you call him before you got me on the phone and coach him to say?
No.
Oh.
Alicia, why would we coach him to say that?
Because that's how this crap works.
Alicia, honestly, listening to your guys' conversation has actually gotten me on your side. It sounds like you were literally just that stupid and naive and had no idea.
Okay, I'm stupid, please. Okay? You're looking in the mirror, honey.
I mean, I'm trying to side with you here. I don't get why Brad would ask you.
I don't need your sympathy.
Alicia, don't come off like you're naive. We knew what we were getting into. I mean, that entire dinner, you were giving off the vibe that you wanted to hook up.
Oh, what?
Not with you, I wasn't.
Brad, what did she say to give you the vibe that she wanted to hook up?
She told me that, I looked great, that she was, super excited to see me.
Brad, that all sounds pretty normal.
Yeah,
it does, actually.
Yeah, I would say that stuff to my grandmother. Oh, my God, you look great. How are you?
No, that's not how it was at all. You grabbed my arm, and you were basically stroking my arm, telling me how great I looked and how much I've been working out.
We haven't even seen each other in over 2 years. Yeah, it was nice to see you. I gave you a hug, and I put my hand on your arm. Really? Did that mean I was taking off my panties? I don't think so.
No, I'm not saying you were throwing yourself at me, but I'm just saying, we were talking.
But that's
and
what you're
you were into
insinuating.
it.
That's what you were insinuating. That I was ready to jump in the sack with you.
You were. You were.
Guys, hang up on this ass, please.
No.
Oh, my God.
Here, all right, Alicia, here. Brad clearly thought you were hitting on him, but Brad, bottom line, nothing happened when you guys went out.
Nothing happened, but she wanted to hook up.
There's no way in hell I would have ever hooked up with you.
All right.
I think she's
Well-
pretty clear.
This is pretty classic, Alicia. Just to freak the out.
Really?
Really?
Oh, this is like a pattern here.
Oh, yeah. This is why we broke up
Don't
2
act
years
like
ago.
you know me inside and out, okay? We barely have spoken in years.
Well, first of all, I do know you inside and out, if that's where you want to go. But second of all,
Whoa.
you're the one that's freaking out. It was just a dinner, and now you're on the radio talking about
Exactly. It was
like
just
a small
dinner,
thing.
but now you're insinuating that it was something more.
Yeah, but Alicia, we learned that nothing happened between you guys. So you got your mission accomplished.
It doesn't matter what the you think. I did this so my friends and family would think I wasn't lying, and now he's making it seem like I'm a hussy.
I'm pretty sure your friends and family already had a pretty strong opinion before we went out on another dinner.
Hey, at this
Too
point,
much, Brad.
I
That
would
is
love
too
to
much.
ask you guys if you'll go on a second date. Brad, would you like to?
You, Jubal.
Brad, would you like to go out with?
Absolutely not.
No,
Absolutely not.
no's everywhere. Thank you, Brad. Thank you for being honest with us, Brad. I appreciate it.
Yeah, whatever.
Alicia, are you still there? No.
All
All right.
God.
Gone again. Well, hey, I look forward to, I don't know, she's going to show up in another segment, you know,
Oh, she's your new best
trying to
friend.
clear the air somewhere else. Hey, you know what? Maybe she'd be a good phone tap.
No.
Oh, yeah.
She'd be pissed right away. I know that.
Her reaction
That's a good
would be
idea.
classic.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says the only reason Alicia is all riled up is because of what you guys did to her.
What?
Leave her alone. Brooke and Jubal in the morning. If you missed the second date update today, Alicia was in it. If you don't know who Alicia is, well, she's
Yeah.
been on the show 3 times now. It started when she wanted some advice, sort of. Her friends basically pressured her to call into the show and ask us if she should tell her husband that she was going out with her ex-boyfriend. She's been married for 2.5 years, hasn't talked to the dude in forever. Their first date spot was where the guy set up dinner for them to meet. He even asked her to wear a dress that she wore when they used to date.
Yeah.
And she did all that and didn't tell her husband about it. Then her husband heard that and wanted to call her in an awkward Tuesday phone call.
Man.
He did that. She lied to his face, went out with the dude, and then she says that we edited it and made her look bad. It's really hard to edit her just yelling at us and calling us a-holes. We didn't do that. That was her voice. There's no way for us to edit it that way. And she just did a second date update with the guy she went out with to prove that she wasn't a liar and she didn't hook up with him because now her husband was skeptical. And she just basically yelled at us and hung up on us again.
She's
And
just like
Alicia's
those
my new
people.
favorite
She
person.
doesn't get what she wants. She just freaks out. Like that's it.
Well, she just wants validation that
Yeah.
she's right. That's the only thing that woman
I think
wants.
she got
but,
it.
you
I think
know.
she got it. It will be online shortly on the website, moving925.com. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show. We'll call the person who didn't call you back. And you're just 4.5 minutes away from winning $1,000 for $1,000 Thanksgiving.
Moving 92.5.
Moving 92.5. 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second
Hello?
Hi, is Abby there?
And I met you in the summer.
92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I'm excited to talk to Aaron, the dude who wants to do a second date update today, because he accomplished something that I've never been able to accomplish, and I think a lot of guys have tried and failed at.
Uh-oh.
Aaron met a girl by putting his number on her car after he saw her get out of it and go in somewhere, and she actually called him back.
Oh my
You know how many times I've
What?
tried that, Aaron? Girls never call back. They usually just, I think, get the number and are creeped out and then throw it away, but she actually called him back. Aaron, how are you, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on here, guys.
Yeah, no problem. It's a pleasure to talk to you. I feel like I'm talking to some sort of celebrity because I've never known anybody that's actually gotten a call back from that. Did you write anything on the note that you left, or you just simply put your number in like, hey, I think you're hot?
I just put my number on the windshield. And in all fairness, this has actually never worked for me before. And It's like the first time. But this girl was really hot, and I was like, you know what? Let's just try it and see what happens.
Where did you include a headshot?
I did not.
Where were you? Where were you parked?
I was just like at a fish and chips place and like just going to get some food. And she came out of the car, and gorgeous girl. And I was like, oh, I need to try something. So
That's impressive.
Amazing, I know. Yeah. I've never heard of that working before in my life, so it's very rare, Aaron. So tell us about the girl that you went out with. What's her name? Wendy?
Yeah, Wendy. She kind of looks like the dragon girl from Game of Thrones. Like
Oh, nice. High five, dude. She's hot.
Yeah. So, I mean, the nice thing is that she did actually call me back, and I said I wanted to take her out on a date, and she said okay, which was really cool.
Yeah.
She wanted to go to this French restaurant she really liked, so we went there.
Did you meet there? Was she like hesitant at all about meeting up with a total stranger?
No, we just met there, and I mean, I told her like a little bit of what I looked like, and told her what I was going to wear, so that she could like pick me out at the restaurant. But
that's daring.
No, she was really kind of cool and easygoing. I could have been a real creep. But I don't think I was.
I know. I'm surprised she actually just was like, all right, cool, let's meet up.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it went really well. I mean, we had dinner. It was a nice dinner, and then I asked her if she wanted to like go for like a drive or something, and she said sure. And so we just drove around my car for a bit and like looked at the skyline and stuff.
Did you make it to like make out point? Maybe Cary Park up.
Did you drive back to 1952 and go to Makeout Point?
At the same time?
Yeah.
Is there
You guys' neck.
Is there
Knock some
kissing
boots.
going on?
That is very trustworthy of her to like get in your. I don't know. That's kind of crazy.
You're worried
that she,
about
like,
her a little bit.
Well, yeah, when he's like,
I am.
yeah, you want to get in my car and go for a drive?
I mean, I was trying to be as least creepy as possible given the circumstance.
You must be a likable guy, Aaron.
But at the same time, if she's that like comfortable and willing, you must have done something really creepy to also like turn her off.
Well, the only thing that got a little weird was, I mean, at one point I asked her like, hey, like you want to come back to my place or whatever. And she said no, and I didn't like pressure her or anything like that, but she got a little quiet after that, and then it was only a couple minutes later that she was like, I think you should go home.
The implication.
So that might have been a little too much on that.
You didn't wink at her while you were saying it, did you? That could have done it. And how many times have you tried to get a hold of her?
I've called her like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
I haven't got anything back. And I guess that's why I'm calling you guys, because I don't know what's happened.
Okay, well, play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
That'd be awesome.
All right, man, hang on.
Wait till you're announced.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
All right, Aaron, you ready to go with your second date update?
Yes, I am.
I think that the mistake you made was just going for too much too soon. Like, I feel like you met the girl in kind of a rare way. You put your phone number on her car. She actually called you back, and then you went out to dinner, and you made it through. But I don't think you should have gone for the car ride after dinner, and I especially don't think you should have tried to ask her back to your place. Like, I think you were almost there. You know what I mean? You just got to take, like, it's okay to lay down a bunt every once in a while and not try to hit a home run every single time. You know what I mean?
Solid advice.
Maybe just a little too ambitious, huh?
Yeah.
All right. You ready to go, Aaron? We're going to call her right now.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Wendy, please?
This is Wendy.
Hey, Wendy, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. I'm moving 92.5.
Sorry?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning show on the radio station Moving 92.5. How are you?
What is this?
we're a morning radio show And we had a guy email us and say that he left his phone number on your car one day, and you actually called him back and went out for a date. And we were just calling you to see if we could talk to you about that for a second.
Oh, God.
Was that?
That was just a terrible mistake.
Oh,
really?
That's usually
It was?
not a...
You know, your friends will always be like, you have to live, you know, you have to live in the moment. Like, call a guy who leaves his number on your car. No, never again.
Don't do it. Okay. All right,
Sage
Wendy.
advice.
Hey, you know what? I like you, Wendy. You're direct and to the point. So, what didn't you like about him? What was so weird?
You know what? It was going great. Actually, surprisingly, at the restaurant and everything, we decided to go for this drive, and, you know, we're driving around, and I think I was, like, talking about work, like something completely unrelated.
Uh-huh.
And I was in the middle of something he asked me about, and all of a sudden he just interjects the middle of my sentence with, have you ever hooked up with a girl before?
What?
Really?
He asked you that? That's pretty bold.
I don't know. You know what were you talking about specifically? What do you do for a living? It could have pertained to your job.
Whatever. He was not listening to
No,
one
it
word.
has nothing to do. No, definitely not. I mean, like, it was completely out of nowhere, and I just obviously was shocked. And he's like, "Yeah, I have a girl roommate, and why don't you come over? Maybe we'll just hang out and see what happens."
Stop it.
So,
What?
Wendy, he invited you back to his place to have a little menage a trois with his roommate.
Well, that's definitely what it felt like. I mean, unless he just thought I was just going to.
And he was left out.
If I had given him some indication I was in, which I definitely didn't. I mean, this is like the very first time we've ever met. Like,
That's a little much to go
Yeah.
for that. Had you guys even kissed at this point?
no. Of course, then I'm like, oh my God, I'm in this guy's car. You know, like, number two, dummy mistake. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I'm driving around and, like, I kind of just tried to be cool because, like, it's kind of scary. Like, when you realize, like, someone is, like, a freak, you know? I mean, like,
Now you're stuck in
you
his
know,
car.
I mean, he could be, like, a serial killer, you know? Like, yeah, first you hook up with my roommate, and then we eat your heart. You know, it's just like,
Hey, Wendy,
I love Wendy.
Wendy, are you sure that that's what he meant by the whole thing? I mean, I know
come
what it
on.
sounds like, but are you sure that
I'm
that's what...
sorry, what do you think that means?
I don't know. It
Oh,
could have been
now
completely
he's
innocent.
So
Yeah.
innocent. Jesus.
Well, why don't we ask him? Because Aaron's actually on the other line, Wendy.
Oh,
Aaron, did you ask her to come over and hook up with your roommate
Oh, God.
on your first date?
Aaron.
What I said was, like, maybe we could just come and hang out with my roommate, and then we can see what happens. I was just trying to get to know you. Okay? You were like adventurous.
So you
we
were,
haven't
you were.
agreed with, have you ever hooked up with a girl? And I didn't hallucinate that, right?
I mean, I did ask you that. I just wanted to know if you're interested. I'm just trying to get to know you. That's how you get to know
No,
people.
you were trying to get to know me, so you interrupted the response I was giving you to a question you asked me about my job to ask me if I ever go ahead and hit it with a gal.
No, like your job is interesting and all, and like we can talk about that. But we're just getting to know each other. So I thought let's like bring it up a notch. Let's talk about something that has a little more substance to it. And see, feel each other out a little bit.
Aaron, you don't have any shame at all. Like that's getting to know somebody for you is just diving right in like that.
Aaron.
Yeah, you should just go ahead and just be honest and like just get to the meaty stuff of a conversation.
Has this worked for you in the past? Have you had a lot of threesomes in this manner?
No, I haven't, and it's not even about that. Like, if you're not into girls or threesomes, whatever, I don't care. That's fine. I just wanted to get to know you and see, like, where the boundaries lie and kind of get to know who you are.
Where the boundaries
Aaron,
are?
You don't think that's maybe like one of those sensitive topics like religion and politics and, I don't know, threesomes?
I'm okay to talk about religion and politics, too. It's not as exciting as threesomes, but, we can talk about
My
that, too.
gosh.
Okay, well, I actually really would care to know about religion and politics because that's the kind of thing I like to know about a person. Tells me a little bit about a person before I would go ahead and jump in bed with them and their roommate, for instance.
Oh, awesome, and then let's talk about religion and politics all you want, and then we can talk about other stuff later if you want to.
Oh my gosh. Wendy,
Yeah, actually, I'm definitely not interested in that anymore, so.
Cool, but now I know that, and now we can move past that.
Oh, yeah.
Now that we're not going anywhere.
Now that we've got that all out of the way, Wendy, would you like to go on a second date with Aaron? We will pay for it. Now that you guys you know each other, you got all
Wow.
the weird, there's always that weird tension of, hey, does she hook up with girls when you go out with a girl? Now that we know, would you want to go out with Aaron again? We will pay for it.
Absolutely not. Thank you so much for that generous offer of potential danger. No, I'm not interested in that.
All right.
Oh.
Well, Aaron, unfortunately, you didn't get a second date, man. Sorry.
I guess I just pushed it too far, huh? Just trying to get to know people. Man.
It's kind of strange, I know,
You
but
shoved it over a
Yeah.
canyon and it like pummeled like 5,000 feet down to the earth.
Try to find a stranger. Like there's clubs. I mean, like, people put out classifieds.
Yeah.
You don't just ask a stranger.
hey, Wendy,
Yeah.
we never did get an answer. Have you hooked up with a girl?
Come on.
You'll never know.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Saying all I want from you is to
Today's second date is a lesson to always double check your text messages before you send them.
It's a good lesson in life.
Yeah, you send some missed texts sometimes. Usually there's something you can get out of, unless, of course, you're telling your date that she should go get an STD check. And probably hard to talk your way out of that one, right, Dennis?
Yeah.
If you're just joining us, Dennis is on the phone. He wants to call a girl named Jordan. They met at a bar. He was drinking a bunch of Cosmos to try to impress her because that's what she was drinking. And then they talked for about an hour. They exchanged numbers, and that was it. That was their date. But they were texting back and forth after, and his buddy named Jordan texted him and said that he had hooked up with somebody. And Dennis responded, you should go get an STD check now. It's like $75. But he sent it to the wrong Jordan. The girl that he was talking to got that text, and she stopped talking to him. So we're about to get her on the phone right now and see if we can explain and maybe get Dennis another date.
I don't know that this is going to do any good, Dennis. I mean, like you said, you tried to explain already, and the more you explain, the more guilty you look. Now you're having us call her.
I figure it's just a Hail Mary. You know, like, meeting her, she's just so beautiful. She's definitely out of my league. I'm just doing what I can.
Okay.
Now, I could call her and pretend like I'm from a doctor's office and say, hey, we haven't seen you yet for your STD check. I'd like to get you in here.
No, please don't do that.
Yeah, that's a good choice,
Okay.
Dennis.
All right. Well, I'll dial her phone number right now, see if we can get her on the phone, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Jordan, please?
This is Jordan.
Hey, what's up, Jordan? How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm fine. How are you?
Not too bad. What's going on today with you, Jordan?
What do you mean?
I don't know. You running errands or something? You got laundry to do? I got some laundry I need to do.
I mean, I have work tonight, but
Nice.
why are you guys calling me?
Sorry.
You recently met a dude named Dennis.
Dennis?
Yeah. You met a guy named Dennis at a bar the other day, right? He can throw back Cosmos like a champ.
Oh my God.
Impressed. You were impressed, weren't you?
I mean, with Cosmos, sure.
Yeah, of course. Takes a man to be able to throw down like 5 or 6 Cosmos
it gives
in
me
one
a
sitting,
headache.
you know?
Something like that, I guess. I mean, what's the point? Why are you talking about Dennis?
Well, Dennis listens to our show, and we do a segment on our show called The Second Date. So Dennis emailed us because he says that you've kind of trailed off a little bit, and he wants to know if he did something wrong.
Oh God. I mean, did he tell you what he texted me?
Yeah.
He did. And have you gotten checked?
That's not the right question, Jubal.
No, didn't feel it necessary to get checked.
Oh my God.
No, he told you that he texted me about the STD check.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he told us he tried to explain it, but he feels like you think he was lying.
Well, I mean,
Yes. I would.
Yes.
I told him I would feel the same way. Like anybody who's going to get that text from basically he's a stranger. I mean, you spent 1 hour with him. Like, why would you believe him?
Yeah. No, I mean, that's exactly right. So, and then there was like the rest of the stuff that he said. So,
Like
The
when
rest of the stuff that he said?
when he was trying to tell you that it was meant for his friend Jordan instead of you. You mean?
no, like after that, like there was like a lot more that he said.
About what? He told us that he sent you that STD joke, and then he was like trying to over-explain, and it seemed like he was lying. That's all he told us.
Oh yeah, I mean it got like way worse after that. Like I don't know what is up with him. Like it was really weird.
Wait, how can it get worse than you should go get an STD check that costs $75? Like that seems as bad as it could get to me.
Oh no, like he kept going. Like he told me a whole bunch of stuff.
Like what?
So he sent, the STD thing, oh my God, sorry, it was a joke, a friend, blah, blah. And then he started, without me asking, like he was telling me basically like his sexual history.
Wait, like how many partners he's had and stuff?
Yeah, like exactly that. Like he was like, oh, I like haven't really been with that many girls. And I was like, okay. Like, that's fine. And he was like, it was only like 3 women that I've been with. And he's like, and the first time I was a junior in high school, there was this girl, and I only got to second base. And then, like, I didn't say anything because, like, I don't know. I feel like stuff like that's, like, not something you necessarily just tell someone that you've just met.
So wait, like he did like a novel of all of his sexual history back to junior high where he touched some girl's boob.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was talking about, like, and he's like, and then the next time I was in college and I experimented with a girl. It's like, okay.
What were you texting back to him in the middle of all this? Like, why would he keep going?
When he started doing, like, going back, giving me all these really specific examples, I didn't say anything. Like, I didn't know what to say. I was just kind of, like, sitting there. Like, I would start typing, like, oh, that's cool. But I didn't send it. So I'm assuming, like, he just kept going. Like and then he was like, and the only other woman that I ever did something with was she was much older, and we didn't go all the way.
Oh
I was like
gosh.
really intimidated, and I didn't know what to do. Like, what do you say to a person like that?
I think he was trying to tell you that he wasn't experienced enough to get an STD, even though it only takes one person to give you an STD. But I think that I'm guessing that was him trying to say, see, I'm innocent. Look how inexperienced I am.
That's exactly what I was trying to say.
Hang on, Dennis. You're not supposed to talk yet.
Wait a second. Is that Dennis on the line?
Yeah, he's on the phone listening and wants to talk to you.
Yeah, Jordan. I'm trying to be honest and open. That text was so embarrassing that, I felt like I needed to explain myself. And, you responded with ... and I thought that just meant explain yourself. And so, I just wanted to put your mind at ease.
I guess, I
just wanted to, like, explain my entire history to say, like, the chances of me getting STD are, like, next to none. In fact, they're none.
Well, Dennis, like, you have to know how weird that is. Like, it's very strange to give away that much specific information to someone you just met about your personal history.
I mean, I'm very excited, You're very beautiful. You're definitely out of my league. So I just, I'm a little inexperienced, and I feel like I gave the wrong message with that initial text.
I don't think
you gave the whole message.
Yeah, it wasn't the initial text, Dennis. I think that's the thing, is it's all of the texts afterwards are, I think, the nail in the coffin for you.
But I was very open and honest. You got to give me that. Right?
Give him credit.
You do have to give him credit for that, Jordan. That is missing, I feel like, in today's world. And I think so. And did you have fun with him at the bar?
I mean, at the bar, yes, but it's just too much, man. It's just way too much. Like,
And Jordan, you got to give him credit, because I would be mortified if all of this information was coming out. And he seems cool with everything, Like, you seem like you're pretty solid in who you are, at least, Dennis.
I am solid. I'm nice. I'm honest. I'm very open. And, I'm just not very sexually experienced.
think we know that now.
I'm nice, honest, and not very sexually experienced. That's the kind of dude that I think you should go out with again, Jordan. Would you like to go out on another date with Dennis? We will pay for it.
I don't know. I mean, sure, I appreciate Dennis being like an honest guy, but I'm sorry, he's just too like socially awkward. Like he just doesn't know what to say. I guess in like a romantic situation, and quite frankly, that's just not really something I'm looking for. You know, like I don't have a desire to be like romantic teacher dating person for someone. Like
I can see
I'm
that
sorry, but it's just not. It's not what I want.
But if I got better at it, would you be open to revising that statement?
Wow. So direct.
And how do you plan on getting better at it, Dennis?
Yeah.
I mean, just practice. Like I can meet other people, but you seem really terrific, and if I just circle back.
I feel like Dennis is gonna get arrested in some prostitution ring.
I mean, Dennis, like, very sweet of you. I'm very flattered that you've taken such an interest in me, but I won't pretend like I know the future, but I just get the feeling this is just not it for me.
Okay.
Oh.
But maybe like if you wanted to use me as a booty call or something.
There you go, Jordan.
Oh man.
Hey, doesn't that turn you on, Jordan? Aren't you ready for that?
The thought of a very inexperienced man in my bed.
Dude.
You know, sure, why not? If I ever felt like it someday, maybe I'll call you for a booty call.
Hey!
That's awesome. That's great. I mean, I am totally into that. If you ever want to call, my door is always open.
Oh man. And I bet he's good at dirty
Sounds
talk
like it.
too.
Yeah. It's easy to miscommunicate via text message because you can't tell people's tone. Like sometimes you get a text message, don't put a smiley face in the right spot. It's like, oh man, do they think I'm mad at them now? Or like the other day when I texted my friend who owes me some money and I said, hey, I'm going to kill you and your entire family if you don't pay me.
What?
Again, didn't hear the tone.
Oh.
Didn't hear the tone. And then next thing I'm explaining to the cops, like, it's just a big miscommunication, you know? And
Winky
I probably
face.
shouldn't say anything else about it because I got a court date coming up, so I probably shouldn't talk about that anymore. But it is hard to tell things via text message. And Dennis, who's on the phone with us, thinks that he might have screwed up his chances with a girl named Jordan because of a texting error. We'll find out about that in just a second. But first, Dennis, what's up?
Hello.
Hello. Before we get into the texting thing, let's just talk about the girl that you want to call. What's her name?
Her name is Jordan.
Cool. Where'd you meet lovely Jordan?
I met her at a bar.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So is the date that you want to talk about at the bar where you met her, or you went out somewhere else?
Well, I saw her and met her at the bar, and then we hung out there for like an hour. And then I've been hoping to get like an official date, but this is sort of like the introduction date.
Like an Insta date right
So-
away.
Okay.
What was that like? I mean, why did you approach her? Did she approach you?
I was at the bar with a group of friends, and it was my turn to get the round of drinks. So I go up to the bar, and I see this very beautiful woman. It's Jordan.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad it wasn't somebody else.
Yeah. And she was standing behind Jordan, and I was like, wow, I got to talk to her. And then unfortunately, Jordan started talking. I was like, I guess I'll just deal with these scraps. Okay, so you went to get drinks, and then that's when you saw her.
Yeah, I saw her. I complimented her on her shoes, and I asked, what are you drinking? And she said, I'm having a Cosmo. And I said, oh, that sounds good. I think I'll have one too. And so I got her.
A Cosmo, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't normally drink Cosmos, but it was just, I just kept going back to the bar and kept ordering myself Cosmos. And she,
Did you buy her Cosmos too, though? I'm just making sure.
just the first one.
Okay.
Okay. And then other than that, you seem like you're a Cosmo, like, alcoholic at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it looked kind of weird. And she called me out on it.
That's cute.
Yeah, she was like, are you a big Cosmo drinker? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I drink Cosmos all the time.
Yeah, Cosmos for life, man.
Yeah.
And then she was like, really? And I was like, no, not really. I normally drink beer. But it was a good excuse to talk to you.
Oh,
Okay.
that's cute.
And smart.
And it seems sincere. What was her response to that?
She thought it was pretty cute. And she's like, oh, I mean, that's weird, but it's nice.
All right. Hopefully
You're weird but nice.
Yeah. That's always a good compliment. Hey, weirdo, but I still think you're a good person.
Yeah.
So you had a enjoyable conversation with her, though.
Yeah. I mean, and then on the third trip, I offered to buy her another one. And I sort of ditched my friends and sat next to her.
Okay. And your friends, of course, were watching this whole thing and egging you on?
Yeah, no, they were very cool about it. They know I'm pretty shy in these kind of things, and so they were just like, thumbs up.
I mean, after 3 Cosmos, nobody's shy anymore.
Yeah, it took about 3 to get me to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did the night end for you guys?
I mean, she said she had to go meet some friends, and I was like, oh, boyfriend? And she was like, no, I'm meeting with a girlfriend. And I was like, oh, fantastic. I'd love to, hang out with you sometime. And we exchanged numbers, and that was that. We texted a bit afterwards.
Okay, and is that when the texting mistake happened that you talked about in your email?
Yeah. So basically, I have another friend named Jordan, and he's a guy friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I just mixed up the texts. He messaged me that he went out with a new girl last night, and I joked. I texted him and said, you should probably get an STD check. They're like $75.
Wait, and that went to her?
Please tell me you texted that to her.
Yeah.
Oh, no. What did she write back? Like, why?
Is she even talking to you?
The first response was like ...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, when I realized my mistake, I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. That was a joke. I have another friend named Jordan. Totally did not mean to send that. And it just made me look more and more guilty.
Yeah. She totally thinks that you're writing to some girl telling her that she needs to go get an STD check because she slept with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I could see why she's not going out on a date with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so it doesn't look good. And so that's why I contacted you guys, because she seems really great. And I feel like I would be missing out if I didn't try to
give her an STD.
No, go on a date with her.
No, really, though.
Okay.
You're clean, though, right? Like, I mean, whatever you had in the past, you've gotten taken care of.
I've never had anything. I'm very clean.
Okay.
Well, it's time to live. It's time to live, Dennis.
It's time to live.
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and see if we can get you another date in your second date, okay?
Okay.
All right. Hang on.
Lincoln South Food Hall in Bellevue. Fitness for foodies. From carb-loving meat eaters to vegan and everything in between, we've got you covered. Grab a quick lunch or come for happy hour. You'll leave craving more. Order online at LincolnSFH.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
It's not often that we get requests for second date updates from guys that have already had the girl inside of them before the date even happened.
What are you talking about?
I don't
Just
think we
sounds
can
like
do this.
the kind of guy Mark is, because apparently that's what happened. Is that the kind of guy you are, Mark? You'll go out on a date with someone as long as they get all up in there first?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, technically, I guess in this situation, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of right
Guys,
about that,
There
huh?
are kids listening to this show. We cannot continue doing whatever that is that you did, Mark.
Well-
or that she did. I don't know who did it.
Let me explain. I met her at a dentist office.
Yeah. That's why I say that. He said that she's a dental hygienist and he met her at the office, so
I was having a heart attack for
she got
no reason.
all up in his mouth, and then he apparently asked her on a date first.
God, I have a filthy mind.
Before we get to your date, Mark, how did you ask her out with all those tools in your mouth?
Yeah, well, it was a little embarrassing, to be honest with you, because, I went to the dentist office, and, I've seen her right away. She was at the receptionist desk.
Mm-hmm.
She was, super good looking, very, very cute.
They all are.
Yeah, they kind of are. But she definitely caught my eye. So, right away, I was kind of, shy. And then all of a sudden, she stands up, and I hear Mark, and I look up, and it's her, and she's bringing me back into the office. So
You're suddenly like, oh my God, fate, it's happening.
She knows my name.
What karma did I do to deserve this?
I was like, oh, my God, it's coming true. No, but come to find out, she's the hygienist, and she was going to clean my teeth. And,
Nice.
like, I'm just trying to play it cool, you know, and it was absolutely, like, not what I ended up being. I was not cool at all.
It's probably where you hope you don't have a disgusting mouth, right?
No.
Do you have
no.
a disgusting mouth, Mark? I've wondered that about you for a while now.
No, not at all.
Why weren't you cool while you were in the chair?
Well, I was trying to, like, kind of just give her a heads up, and I have no idea why I even said it. I just said, just so you know, I'm a bleeder.
Okay.
Someone's not flossing enough, Mark.
Yeah. And then what made matters worse was, so you know that, like, suction hose thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like, that must have, like, slipped or something, and it it gagged me. So, like, next thing you know, I'm dry heaving in front of this hot girl.
Oh, no.
It was, like, super embarrassing, and I was just really not looking cool at all.
But come on.
And no woman likes a man with a bad gag reflex.
It's her job. She's used to seeing things like that.
Yeah, exactly. So luckily, like, she was really nice and kind and everything, and, you know, I don't think, like, that, like, ruined it for me at all because, well, before I get too far ahead of myself, she was also like, I can help you schedule your next appointment. And I was like, for whatever reason, again, I don't know what was wrong with me that day, but I said, I go, you mean like a dentist appointment or a you appointment?
A you appointment. Hello.
That might have been the worst thing you did, for sure.
You
Talk about how much blood you're going to spill, dry heave, but that line right there is probably the creepiest thing that you did.
Yeah, I don't know what. We had, like, a little bit of chemistry. We were kind of flirting, and I just thought that maybe she knew exactly, like, I was talking about, you know, taking her out on a date.
What'd she say? What was her reaction?
She was like, what? I work here. I'm just a hygienist. You know, like, I'm not.
She didn't know what you were talking about, so you had to explain to her, no, I was trying to cleverly ask you on a date.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry. I just meant, you know, would you like to go on a date sometime?
I'm assuming she said yes.
She said yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's so cute. That's actually a really cute story.
So what'd you do when you went on your date?
So we were, like, texting a little bit, and I said, you know, where do you want to go? And she picked this organic pizza place, and I was like, sure, whatever, that's cool. And I picked her up. We went to the pizza place, and it was a lot of fun, and the food was actually, like, amazing. But my body didn't think so.
What do you mean?
So did you actually puke this time instead of just dry heaving?
So after we ate, on the way home to drop her off, I had to take 3 emergency stops at gas stations.
Oh, no.
To use the bathroom?
To use the bathroom. And I'm not just talking like, hey, I got to just run in and play a lotto ticket. I was, like, peeling into the parking lot.
Oh, my gosh. That is humiliating.
That is, dude. You cannot win with her.
And I hate to say it, but I could see why she's not calling you back after that.
Yeah, so, I mean, not only with my lame pickup lines and gagging in front of her and the dentist office, but stopping at the gas station a few times for emergency breaks.
Jeez.
I'm just kind of looking for a miracle here because I haven't heard back.
All right. So we already, I don't even need to ask, like, what do you think went wrong? Why do you think she's not calling you back? I think you're just hoping that maybe you can throw it out there for a second date and maybe she'll give you another shot.
Yeah, absolutely. I've listened to you guys before, and I know you guys can perform miracles. I'm looking for one today.
All right. Well, we'll see if we can do it. We'll play a song and then come back and call her and get your second date update, all right?
Just, you know, hold hands, light some candles, and throw out the biggest Hail Mary you can for me, please.
All right. We'll do it right after this.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Right in the middle of a second date update, and if you're just joining us, we're going to try to do the impossible and get Mark a second date with Courtney. If you missed the first part, he met Courtney at his dentist's office. She's the hygienist who actually cleaned his teeth. It was kind of embarrassing for him because he has a horrible gag reflex and ended up dry heaving when she put the little suction thing in his mouth. He also mentioned how he's a bleeder, and they had a really awkward line asking her out. But she did say yes, and then they went out for pizza. It was a really good pizza place until the drive home when the pizza didn't sit right in his tummy. And he had to stop 3 different times to use the bathroom before he dropped her off. So he's pretty sure he knows why he ruined the date.
Oh my God, I never asked, and I'm so curious. When you finally got to her house after the 3 emergency stops, what was the exit like from the car?
She was very quiet. There wasn't like a definite, like, I'm going to see you again. It definitely felt like that was it.
She didn't offer to, like, you need to come in and use my bathroom before you get back on the road?
No, she didn't do that.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to call her right now. Here we go. Okay.
All right. Good luck. I know this is going to be a tough one for you guys.
All right.
Hello?
Hi, is this Courtney?
Yeah, this is Courtney.
What's up, Courtney? How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Courtney.
How you doing?
I'm good. What's going on?
Not much. Just hanging out. Thought we'd give you a call. What's going on with you today?
Hey, just working.
Oh, nice. You work as a dental assistant, yeah?
Yeah, how do you know that?
We know a lot about you, Courtney.
Creepy, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, this is getting really creepy. What?
All right, Courtney, this is the radio show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It sounds like you might already be familiar with us, but we do the second date update on our show. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Well, somebody emailed us about you.
Oh, God.
It sounds like
Have
you're so excited.
Well, you never know how these things turn out.
Have you been out on a lot of dates in the last few weeks?
You know, I'm a single lady. I spend some time out occasionally.
Okay. Any dudes in particular that you don't want to see again?
Oh, you got a pen and paper?
I do, but I guess we don't have that much time. I'll just tell you who emailed us. His name is Mark.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, you remember Mark.
Of course I remember Mark.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mark emailed us because he says that he's pretty sure he knows you don't want to talk to him because your date didn't go that great.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Yeah. He told us about how he had to stop 3 different times on the way to drop you off to use the bathroom because the pizza didn't treat his stomach right.
Well, yeah, but at first I didn't know that. So he's driving crazy, just stopping at all the, gas stations around town.
What? He didn't tell you?
Wasn't it kind of obvious? Like, what else would he be stopping for?
Well, no, at first I'm like, maybe he needs a snack. Maybe he needs gum. Who knows?
Yeah.
The second and third time, it got a little weird.
All right. So you knew exactly what was going on by probably the second or at least the third time for sure.
For sure. So I felt bad for him because I'm like, this is awful. Of course, nobody wants to have an upset stomach on a date. That's so awkward.
Did that ruin everything for you?
No, it was like, okay, I just feel bad for him, but we've all been there. It's fine.
Were you
understanding?
Were you attracted to him before that?
Totally. He's a cute guy. He's nice.
Okay, so if the bathroom breaks didn't bother you, what did?
So he goes in for the third time, and I'm like, okay, he's been in there a while. Let me just do something cute to try to make him feel better. I take a cute selfie. Aww. I go to send it to him thinking hey, still here, waiting on you. Hope everything's okay. And his phone chimes in the car. So I'm like, he didn't even take his phone inside.
Mm-hmm. Well, if it's an emergency, you're probably just running in.
I mean, he was moving quick. But I see that in his phone, he has me listed as big butt and a smile.
Really?
No. Oh, no. But that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. Could be a good thing.
It's not big butt frowny face. It's big butt smile.
You're memorable.
Except I have a name.
Well, yeah.
What kind of guys do, that is just so played out. Who does that anymore?
I kind of still do that.
Okay, well, I can't explain you, but that is you could just say the girl's name.
Yeah,
okay,
well,
so you would rather been saved in his phone as Courtney instead of Big Butt and a smile.
Totally. Or just put an emoji. Only guys that do that are douchebags and married guys. I'm sorry.
All right. I wish somebody would save me in their phone as Big Butt and a smile. I would take it as a compliment, but obviously you didn't, and that's the reason that you don't want to see him again?
I mean, the thing is, my butt isn't even that big.
Well, it's good.
Okay, wait.
How'd you smile, though?
I mean, it is great.
But Courtney, I mean, is there any chance that he just forgot your name when he put it in his phone or something?
Let's be a little more creative and respectful.
Hygienist Hottie instead?
There you go.
Exactly.
Hygienist with double D's?
What? No.
Okay, a little too far.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you for being honest with us. I appreciate that. And we'll let Mark know. Actually, why don't you just let him know? Because if you've heard a second date update before.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mark is on the other line and wants to talk to you.
Oh, my God.
You there, Mark?
Yeah. Hey, Courtney. I'm so sorry about that. I did not mean to offend you whatsoever with that.
I mean, what did you think was going to happen, like, if I saw that?
I mean, I don't know. I definitely was not planning on you seeing that, so...
I think the real question is, Courtney, why big booty? Why big booty smile? Why was that your choice?
Well, I was listening to some rap music, and I just... Big butt and a smile, you know, like
dude, that's not true.
She's got a nice butt and a great smile, and, you know, she does work at a dentist's office, and...
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I see how it works, though.
Do you?
Yeah, so, like, that part, it popped in my head, and I just popped it in my phone. I really didn't even think anything of it at all. I'm not like that at all. I mean...
Yeah, but, like, big butt and a smile, it's not really that respectful.
I didn't mean it like it was, like, a bad big butt, you know? Like, I meant that it was...
Like, what's a bad big butt? What even is that?
Bad big butts, it's like, you know, like frumpy, you know, like you've seen them in, like...
Yeah.
Yours is, like, completely opposite. It's nice.
It's funny that you mentioned that because the whole time you were with me, I was facing you, so how did you even see my butt?
Well, that's a really good question.
Is there an answer?
Yeah.
Well, that one time when I was, you know, in your office, when I was dry gagging, you know, you're like, let me give you some time, I'll be right back. And when you left the office, that's when I noticed it.
Wow. Should I take that as a compliment?
Yes.
No, Mark. Mark, here's where you insert other things that you like about her outside of just her butt. This is when you say, yeah, but also you are this.
I know, but it was like, I'm telling you, she was in scrubs too, so it's like, yeah, it's really nice. If I can tell you have a nice butt in scrubs, I mean, that's...
What? I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah, so can we just get off my butt for a second? Is there anything else you noticed?
Yeah. Your smile.
Okay, these are the only two things that you've been able to talk about so far, Mark. You got anything else?
Well, yes, like I said at the very beginning, you know, it's like when I first saw her, she was sitting down. So obviously we can rule out that the only thing I thought about was her butt. She was sitting down at the desk when I saw her beautiful face, and I was thrown off. I was nervous. I mean, I completely made an ass of myself just trying to, like, pick her up. No pun intended.
Oh, my gosh.
And, like, you're super nice and kind. Like, you didn't make me feel like a huge idiot for, like, gagging like a freak in your office, you know?
Okay, well, I do appreciate that you at least noticed that.
See?
I mean, and we had a really good time at the pizza place before, you know, the whole date to bed. And that also was pun intended because I was literally everywhere.
I hope somebody just tuned in right now and just heard I was gagging all over you in your office and then I was everywhere. This date was amazing. Hey, Courtney, would you like to go out with Mark again on a second date? Can he redeem himself? Will you go out with him one more time? We'll pay for it.
I mean, I don't know.
Oh, I don't blame you.
It was just a situation.
Now it's just all puns.
So many puns. So many.
I mean, honestly, like, I wouldn't be asking for another date with you if I didn't really think that there was something here with you. I mean, I'm on a radio station, you know, asking for a miracle because that's how much you mean to me. You know, I definitely just want another shot and see where it goes, you know, and I'm really sorry about what I thought was kind of like a funny, stupid nickname. I'll change your name in my phone right now.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to change it to?
Good question.
Courtney, the girl with the big butt and smile. I'm just joking.
Come on, he's joking.
I was just
Mark,
joking.
you almost had me.
No, I was
He's
joking. It's just
joking.
going to be just Courtney, I promise.
I mean, I have to admit, it's an unlikely story, but there is something kind of charming about this. I do appreciate all your effort. So let's try it. Let's go on one more date and see how it goes.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Congratulations, Mark.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it.
Hard
You
for
wished for a
that.
miracle, and we were able to get you a miracle, and now you have a second date with Courtney.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything is possible when you shit your pants. I think that's the saying.
Brooke and Jubal.